Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Quick video here on a Friday night. It's been a while. Hasn't been a whole lot going on, honestly. As you can see, I'm doing something with this here, maybe this weekend. So, first thing you'll notice is Tessie, the wagon, is not here. Tessie is in the shop at my very good friend's house, who is a mechanic at home shop. He is rebuilding the rear end in Tessie. I ended up needing pinion bearings, one side bearing, two wheel bearings, and an axle shaft. That's the old one in there. So it was, at some point it must have had water in it and sat, and we had some rusting and some pitting, whatever. Put a set of Jegs axles in it, new bearings, new seals, new studs, pinion bearings, all that stuff. So it's all rebuilt or getting rebuilt, plus a couple other little things that he's doing for me that I just don't know how to do myself, nor do I have the tools to do it. So I'm working on this here tonight a little bit. These are doors for an S10 Blazer for my father-in-law. It's a plow truck for him, but he's going to drive it a little bit this summer. Want it to be a little bit more presentable, so I was lucky enough to get the 3 doors that he needs in the right color. His is actually pewter and black, so the black is going to become black Raptor, just to keep things neat and tidy and quick repairs. So last summer, last fall, maybe it was, yeah, it must have been last fall, I had bought the doors and cleaned up the bottom edges and epoxy primed them, and now tonight I'm just seam sealing them. This is not a restoration, this is just a project to make the vehicle last a little bit longer. So basically just seam sealed. There were some pittings and some holes, and some of the edges of the flanges were a little bit questionable. So we're just going to seam seal it, and then we're going to do Raptor inside and out from the factory two-tone line down. We'll just wrap the doors however we need to do it in the Raptor. But these doors are very heavy and very cumbersome, so I will have to spray it in 2 batches, unfortunately. Do the insides and then flip them, do the little bodywork touch-up that needs to be done. One of them has a dent in the lower, I think it's the driver's side. And then go ahead and just I'll pick a spot in here, and I don't know, maybe I'll go all the way in. I don't know. I won't know till I'm doing it. But so I'll give you a hint what I'm doing tomorrow. So the truck is outside, trailer's hooked up, trailer's empty. So I'm going to give you a hint. This one right here. Not the correct year, but that is the correct model. So I had mentioned maybe a year ago or so that put it out here. I'd mentioned like a year ago that a friend of mine, older gentleman, has some vehicles that he wants to get rid of. He's just tired of having them around. And this particular vehicle that I'm going to get tomorrow is not really in my wheelhouse. It used to be. I started my car hobby life with Dodge Magnums, not the new station wagons, but the original 78, 79 Dodge Magnum 2-door sport coupes. I had several of them, repainted a couple of them, had a couple parts cars from when I was like 14 on. So it's kind of in the same wheelhouse as that, but I got, once I bought my first Camaro, it was all over with. The GM won me over. But still a Mopar fan. So anyhow, tomorrow I'm going to pick up a 1984 or 5, I'm not sure which year, Chrysler New Yorker 5th Avenue. So this is like the Cadillac Seville of the Mopar world back then. Very cushy, very plushy, fine Corinthian leather, that kind of thing. They are comparable to like a Dodge Diplomat, so like taxi cab, squad car, fire chief car, that kind of thing. So big, boxy, square, heavy, slow turd, and I can't wait to go get it. It has 33,000 original miles on it. Has been parked since 1991 in a lower portion of a barn, dry storage. Have not seen it, not even a picture. It's supposed to be silver or gray. He doesn't even remember what color the interior is. I'm guessing gray, maybe red, maybe blue. Doesn't really matter. 318 with lean burn, which of course, if the lean burn gives me any issues whatsoever, is going to get shit canned for a 4-barrel intake and a 4-barrel and a regular distributor, electronic distributor. So we'll make it run. My plan for the car eventually, maybe not this year depending on how far the wagon gets, my plan for the car is to make that a daily, make it a daily driver. It's a fully loaded car. I mean, power windows, locks, seats, air, cruise, tilt, might even have a cassette player. So I already have a retrofit kit to switch it to R134A and get the air conditioning going on it. I assume it's going to need tires. The tires that are on it are original and still are holding air, believe it or not. First things first, of course, fuel system, brake system, and see if it'll run, I guess. Well, that'll be the first thing, see if it'll run, which will require some fuel system work because apparently at some point the fuel pump was removed from the car and a new one was never put back in. So I'm really, really hoping that nothing has made a home inside the engine. Otherwise the engine's junk. In that case, it will get a transplant of some sort at some point in time. But a low mileage, rust free, I would assume rust free. It's not a collectible car. It's hardly a cool, it's really not even a cool car. But it's an opportunity to get another car back on the road. And that's what I'm looking at, is to get another old vehicle back on the road. It'll be a hell of a conversation piece, I'm sure. It was the gentleman that I'm getting it from actually bought it from the family of the original owner. She was unable to drive any longer and went into a retirement home. And this particular gentleman worked at the dealership that this car had been serviced from since brand new, since day one, and he saw the car got traded in. Some of the other family either traded the car in or the vehicle was bought outright. I'm not sure about that, but he grabbed it. He snapped it up right away. He drove it for a year, and he parked it with good intentions, and we all do that sometimes, and that's where it's been since 1991. He has a title, all the original paperwork, all of it, like, I mean, every single receipt, every single maintenance bill, everything. It may, now that I say that out loud, it may have had a set of tires replaced once. We'll see what they look like. I mean, if they're really, really dry rotted, we'll just go get some scabs out of the junk pile to throw on there, and we'll run them, or I'll check a marketplace or something and see if I can get some, maybe some old keystones or some slots or something to put on it with some okay tires. We'll see. It will not be my, it's not, I don't plan it to be my main project. The wagon is still the main project. There's a few things I want to do on it yet this summer before we start calling it a driver. I'm not doing any more body work and paint until maybe not this winter, but maybe next winter, because I have a couple other projects coming up. So we'll see what happens, but it's going to be a cool car. I think because you just simply don't see them anymore, I think it'll be something pretty neat. I would consider it, at this point, without seeing it, a survivor car. And yeah, it's a mid-80s, smog-equipped, lean burn, 130 130 to 150 horse car, maybe. But I think it would pep right up with a 4-barrel and some dual exhaust. So I guess we'll see. Oh man, that's a big bug. It's like 80 degrees here tonight. So I got screens on my windows, thankfully, because whatever just hit my screen probably would eat me. Anyways, so I will shoot video, not as it's coming out of the building, but I will shoot video of it once it's back here on the trailer, or maybe off the trailer. He's kind of he's a very private guy, and he already asked me like to not take pictures or video of it on his property. He just doesn't want anybody to put 2 and 2 together and figure out where he lives and where his stuff is. So I will honor that, of course, and we'll just go in the morning. My dad and I are going, and I really wish I had a winch on the trailer, but come-alongs and manpower had done it before, so that'll be fine. My main concern is that I hope it rolls. If it does not roll, I will simply take the calipers, get the calipers off, I guess. And if I gotta gut the drums, whatever. I really don't know what to expect. Honestly, this will be my first barn find, so I'm excited about that. So getting windy. Anyhow, this is part 1 of New Yorker barn find. Catch you later. Wish me luck.